It was Straightsmile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com. Let's talk about implants, and I have a lot of content already on implants. If you go to my YouTube channel, Straightsmile Solutions, you can put in the keyword implant or implants, and all the existing content I have will come up. Now, have I ever placed an implant? Nope, I'm an orthodontist, I don't place those. Have I ever restored an implant? Nope, I'm an orthodontist, I don't do those. Have I had a lot of patients and family members that have had them? Yeah, definitely. Husband has them, parents have them, lots of people have implants. So I know a lot about them. I've done a lot of ortho for cases that have or are going to be getting implants. I don't know that I've ever personally done much ortho with any cases with existing implants. Why? It's tricky, especially front teeth ones. So let's talk about some of the things you should know about implants, existing implants. And the goal is to always get your ortho done first and then do your implants. That includes placing the screw into the bone and restoring it. Do your ortho first, then get your implants. But sometimes people, I don't know how this happens. This kind of always boggles my mind because I'm assuming everyone that places and restores implants, be it periodontists, oral surgeons, general dentists, prosthodontists, I'm assuming they all ask the patient, hey, probably a good idea if you're ever considering ortho, fixing your bite, even considering it for aesthetics, to go get this consult first before we drop and or restore this implant. And yet I see these cases coming where it's just like, really? What were you thinking putting that implant in before you did ortho? Because it just made the ortho and the bite permanently so much worse. Like they're locked into something bad now that we really can't fix because y'all went and put the implant in and now they're stuck. So because we can't move that tooth. Also, not only can you not move that tooth, but you have to be careful moving the adjacent teeth, the ones next to it and the ones opposing it. Because remember, an implant is a screw in the bone, not unlike a tooth that's in the bone, but the tooth has a bungee cords going all around it called a PDL or a periodontal ligament. That's why teeth have a little mobility and depressibility when they have some give and take. It's like shock absorbers. So if you go and get hit or you bite down hard or you bite on something, it has some give, some bounce so that that tooth doesn't automatically break, right? Well, once you screw an implant in the bone, that doesn't have that. So it's the same thing with ortho. So when we're moving, say, this tooth, the other teeth around it are basically going into some type of symbiotic relationship. Like it's going to bounce around and as this moves, that's going to move that way. And everything needs to move harmoniously. It just doesn't work when one tooth doesn't move. And sure, you can go into Invisalign. Okay, it's way more of a nightmare in braces. Just please don't with braces. Please do not do this with braces. I mean, unless it was like a tooth way back here and you only put the braces on like here to here and here, and you were nowhere near opposing or next to, okay, then that's fine, But if it's here, yeah, that's not going to be great. Or even if it's here, I wouldn't be moving this. I wouldn't move any of these. I would only move these. Or you can move these and these. But I don't, and keep in mind that Invisalign, ClearCorrect, any of these companies, they don't tell you can't do this. They'll just set it up. Matter of fact, if you don't even tell them it's an implant, they're going to try to move it and it's going to destroy your implant. It's not their job to tell you it's an implant. It's your job to say it's an implant. That's not their job. So if you guys make a mistake, that's your problem, okay? It's going to destroy this patient. So not only do you need to know it's an implant, it's, like I said, it's not their job. They're not going to change it. And they shouldn't be, because that would be practicing without a license. So I'm glad they're not doing it. And if you're not sure, ask somebody. But in any case, but they will allow you to move the teeth around it. They're not going to lock those teeth. I'm saying I don't recommend you move the teeth around it, which is why I don't recommend you take any case that has an anterior implant unless you cut the crown off first. If it's only a screw in the bone and you put CBCT in the plan, I'm all right with it. Because you know what? There's no crown. We can make a pontic in the aligner. They can fill the pontic. They're not going to care. It's going to, yeah, everybody wants to keep their implant throughout ortho treatment, but it just generally gives a much worse result, and it's much riskier for the adjacent teeth and for that implant to fail. And to be honest, as an orthodontist, I just won't do it. No, thank you. I don't want this case. Why? The liability is gigantic. I don't, even if I don't do anything wrong and I do everything carefully, not only am I going to have a bad outcome, probably no matter what I do, it's just not going to look great. But the liability, if this goes and fails or this goes and fails, even if it had nothing to do with the ortho that I did, I have a theory, and I feel like the failure rate is higher than normal. I don't know if there's any research on this. If y'all want to look it up, this is, you can look it up. You know how to look stuff up. I tell you, look in implants, failures, scholar. Implants, failures, orthodontic scholar. You can look it up. I don't know if there is. I feel like there is more, just in what I've seen, more failures. Just because I think if you leave the crown on and you take the aligner off, on, off 500 times a day, so many hundreds of thousands of times per year, I mean, that's a torque. That is a flick on the implant each time, and it's not meant to have that flick, right? That's not what it's meant for. It's not meant to be loading, unloading, loading, unloading, loading, unloading. Think of, like, for example, if you take a paper clip and you just start cold working it, and you probably remember this from your biomaterials class. As a matter of fact, I can pull one while I'm talking to you guys. I'm sure I've got plenty of paper clips in my desk drawers. Here we go. While I'm talking to you, I am pulling just a regular paper clip, just regular, regular size. And I'm gonna start cold working it, open, close, okay? Not unlike taking an aligner on, off, hundreds of times in a year, thousands of times in a year. Okay, I'm only on like my third repeat on this, but as I keep talking on this video, I'm gonna tell you when it snaps, okay? That is my theory. That's why I want the crown off the implant. If it's screw retained, you can take the crown off. If it's glue retained, if you can cut the crown off, then I'm okay with it, as long as the CBCT is in the plan. If the CBCT is not in the plan, if you're one of those aligner companies that doesn't have that functionality, then you can just take x-rays with a shift. I mean, I've got plenty in an occlusal x-ray every 2 months or so. I mean, you just got to keep your eye on it and make sure they're not colliding. Check all that, and make sure. And by the way, I'm still cold working my paper clip, and it just snapped. All right, so you can see how quickly that happened. I don't know why I wanted to do that. I just did. But in any case, this is just my personal opinion on how to keep yourself out of trouble. And no, you don't have to take. That's the beauty. You don't have to take every single case that comes your way. You can refer some out. You can just decline. If they're too risky and there's risky things that are popping in and out, why do you want to take that case? Why? I mean, that's just my thought. Give this gift to somebody else. All right, thanks so much.